That looks pretty good. So does that. Oh, hello and welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada. You join me as just taking a little look over the cedar here. I guess this is the first time you guys seen this cedar put together. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It, it, it looks a lot more complicated than what it actually is. But I'm hoping it's actually going to work. And there's our seed delivery. Look at that. I sent a guy down with our truck and trailer, pick up some seed and some fertilizer. We got 4 pallets of seed and 8 big bags worth of fertilizer. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. We do have a lot of things to put in the ground, and we're on some pretty piss poor soil. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. This is the first time we have or needed to put seed in the ground on this farm. And I'm not even sure where I'm going to store all this stuff. Probably over in that shed over there. But I did go ahead and get the Massey with the weight on and the pallet forks set up and ready, so that we can get right to seeding and fertilizing. Now, I still haven't thought about the contract that we were talking about in the last episode on Field 50. That's a pretty big contract to undertake, especially since there is rain in the forecast. If any of you were watching the last episode and you're like, "Oh man, there's rain," you were right, I finally noticed it. I don't really know why I have a plate on this thing. I never intended to have a plate on this thing. Pretty sure it's like the only piece that I actually have with a plate on. So that's something that's going to have to be fixed as well. We will put our little beacon light on though, just to be on the safe side, even though we are the only ones here. Are you taking? Maybe you're not gonna take. Well, I should be able to go in here and click refill. I can. Is it ideal? Not really. But it'll work. It will work. I don't even know exactly how much seed the cedar will take. So I'm starting to think I underbought on the seed aspect of things. Now, there is a buy anything silo on this map. I put that in between this episode and the last. It is over by the lime fill station. I figured that would be a decent spot for it. And I was also thinking maybe I should get like a seed tender, auger, trailer type thing. So I spent a little bit of time looking at those, and they're all around the 25,000 mark-ish. And it might be a good idea. However, this is our first year, so I'm not going to go out and buy it because I'm not sure if we need it yet. I have yet to realize if the pallets is going to be more work than what they're worth, and we need to start buying in bulk, or if the pallets are just going to be just good enough. Now, we are planning on double cropping and things like that, so we should be using that cedar more than what you would do on just a standard farm, I guess you could say. Especially if we get into like doing the oats and stuff, where we can plant and harvest those at least twice a year. These are all things that need to be taken into consideration when buying new equipment for the farm. Where for us it might make more sense for us to have something like that and store 15,000 liters worth of seed on the farm, because we're going to burn through that in a year type thing. That has been yet to be seen, so I'm just speculating. That's why I said, you know what, we'll just do it with pallets. It's may not be the cheapest. It's definitely not the fastest way of doing things, but we don't know if it'll even work until we try it, right? You see a lot of these other YouTubers where they just go out and buy a seed tender and buy it in bulk right off the bat, and that's fine, but is it the most economical way of doing things? Like, I've still got the mindset from the homesteading series of what's the cheapest and best way we can go about things, and that's the kind of gameplay style that I am more accustomed to. And to be honest with you, most farms aren't like that. They're like, why would we invest in something that's not going to significantly impact our farm and the way we do things? Is it going to save time and save us money in the long run? Then sure, they'll invest in it. But if the way they're doing it isn't broken, or it doesn't need improvement, they're not going to spend that kind of money. So that's the seeder filled up, and we have 1 row of bags left on 1 pallet. Yeah, we underbought on seed. We definitely underbought on seed. There's no way, no way that we will be able to do all 4 of our fields with... Come on, get off. With just 1 hopper load of the seeder. There's just absolutely no way. I also did get the fertilizer spreader out and put onto the case, if you see that there. And we will get that filled up with fertilizer right now as well. I'm hoping we can pick up 2 bags of fertilizer at one go, since we've got the massive weights on the back. This thing doesn't like maneuvering very well when it doesn't have anything on the forks. So I'm hoping we can pick these up just fine. And you know what? We can just fine. Now I'm going to push my luck. Can we pick up 4? If we could pick up 4, I'm sold. If we can't pick up 4, well, 2 is still better than 1. And considering some skid steers in this game can't pick up 2. Look at that, there's 4. Stopping. Moving. Turning. Little bit of a bounce. But that counterweight is working perfectly. Oh, power, power, power. There we go. Yes, you sit back down there, skid steer. We're a little light. We are definitely a little light. But we've got 4,000 liters worth of fertilizer hanging off the tip of our forks there, so I can't really complain. It's to be expected. We'll dump these 2 bags into the fertilizer spreader here. I'm not sure exactly how much the fertilizer spreader holds either. Probably at least 2 bags. Might take more than 2 bags. It will take more than 2 bags. I gotta move these back down on the forks a little bit, I think. But I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this series. I've kind of made... I think the first one's out. The second one is scheduled. If not, it's coming out the day that I'm recording this. And the episode previous I recorded yesterday. From the day that I'm recording this, it's September 30th. It's almost October. September 30th is the day that I'm recording this. Oh man, time flies when you're having fun. I don't know about you, but it's definitely been a very busy summer for me. We're coming into fall, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Which could be good, could be bad. It's yet to be seen. Hopefully, I'm definitely not getting as much content that I would like out to you guys. But unfortunately, it just can't be a big priority to me. I've got other bigger fish to fry, if you will. So, yeah, I do appreciate you guys just sitting here and hanging out with me and enjoying Farm Sim, because I know I love playing this game, and I'm sure you guys do too. If you're sitting here and watching me play the game, I hope that you somewhat enjoy the game. Speaking of games that I enjoy, Construction Simulator came out not very long ago, and I did end up buying it. And I did try to make some content on it. I did try to do a first look video on it. That I pretty much turned right into a time lapse because I couldn't talk and focus at the same time because words are hard. And then that didn't go over so well, and I said, scrap that idea. Let me just do an honest review on it. And it turned out to be like 40 minutes of me just bad-mouthing the game. And it's not the game's fault. Well, I guess it kind of is. Um, but everything that I said were just little things, and I was making them out to be really, like, game-breaking things. So I'm not going to release it either. Because I actually enjoy playing the game, for the most part, other than a few small things that kind of bug me. And me doing that review definitely is not going to do it justice at all. So I'm just not going to release it. Now, that is some time and effort wasted on my part, but that's just, I don't know, I think it's part of the job. Hobby, I guess you could say. Not everything you do is going to be perfect, and sometimes you don't even need to get it into the editor to realize that. Now, I did put it into the editing software and take a quick little gander through it, and I was like, yeah, I just can't post this. So unless I can figure out a better style on how to record that, you probably won't see too much Construction Simulator content out from me. But if you do enjoy games like that, like Farm Sim, I would recommend checking it out. Probably after it gets an update at least. There's a couple of gameplay mechanics, a couple of control items that don't quite work 100%, and maybe once it comes on sale. Now, is the game worth its full price? Sure it is. Just not in the state it currently is, in my opinion. My opinion means anything to you? Great. If not, I don't blame you. So, farming. Yes. We want to put barley, I think it was. Did I just unload? Oh my god, I did. That's not what I wanted to do. Barley. Okay, I think we're on barley. I think we've come to terms that we are on barley. Now, let's go and get out onto one of our fields over here. Now, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing with the grass field. It's kind of wasteful just letting it sit here and not doing anything with it. I don't even know if it's super worth plowing it up and making it into this field, because that'll make this field a really awkward shape. I don't know. Leave your comments down below what we should actually do with that field. Now, if I turn this on, this is a direct drill, right? At least I think it is. Okay, so I can lower both you down, but I only need to turn the first one on. Is that how it works? I think that's how it works. Both of these are growing, right? Barley growing, barley growing. Right? Barley? Barley. Okay. We figured that out. Now, the next question is, I haven't done any testing. If you remember the first episode, I threw this together right quick. I haven't done any testing to see if any of this is actually going to work. I want to see if this is actually going to work with Courseplay. Because if it doesn't work with Courseplay, then we need to do a little bit more work ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that, but we'll create a job. Courseplay field work. Number of headlands, let's do 2. Working with 4.5. That should be doubled. So that should be 9. 9 meters. Start on headland. Let's just do sharp. Up, down. Should we skip a row? We should probably skip a row. Generate. Okay. No, no, no. Okay, so turn on lower. That lowers that one. And we'll lower that one. Now, let's... First waypoint. Start. Needs to be refilled. Why do you need to be refilled? Why are you doing this? I don't have the fertilizer tanks on you, so why do you need to be refilled? What needs to be refilled? Let's try that again. Seeds, fill. Solid fertilizer, fill. Request failed. Exactly, because there is none. Now let's try that again, shall we? Needs to be refilled. Of course it does. Alright, well, it looks like we're doing this ourselves. So, we'll just close you out. Close you out. Close you out. At least we got GPS. We do have GPS, so that is a good thing. It just means that you're not going to get your fancy camera angles while we are seeding, like you have been for the last couple of videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed that as well. Trying something a little bit new. Let's lower that. Oh. Apparently I lowered that one. I raised it up. No, 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 no. Fuck. Oh. This is being a little difficult. It is being a little difficult. So let's lower you down. Let's lower you down. Okay, we're seeding. We are seeding. I'll just turn you off. But that leaves that one on. So I can raise you up, leave that one down, and turned off. Oh boy. See, what I'm doing right now is just wanting to make sure that my GPS line is working properly. So if I turn you on and I can put you down, that should turn everything back on again. So I have to lift and lower on the outer one. So let's just hop out of you. Okay. Growing barley, growing barley, growing barley, growing barley. Okay, so we are good. We are growing barley. Perfect. We are growing barley. And the seeds are going down pretty fast. We are on the high seed rate because of the soil type that we have. To be expected, I guess. And the nice thing is, it is a direct drill, so we can just hammer down without cultivating the field in first, which is awesome, considering we have a 3-meter cultivator. So that would take some time. That would definitely take some time. Now, I should raise that, turn that one off. So I'm raising the left one and turning the right one off, which in tail turns them both off. So you can see we can drive across our grass and nothing bad happens, which is good. You'll like to see it. Then I'll back up and I'll finish this path off. And then we'll do some headlands. And this is not going to look super good on a time lapse, so I'm thinking I'm probably just going to do most of this off camera. I think. Oh boy. Alright, well, I don't know what I'm doing yet. We'll see you in a bit. And here we are on our final pass of the first field, seeded with barley. I had a couple of hiccups. I think I turned a couple too many corners, a little too sharp. And then the seeder bugged off on me, and then I had to fold it and unfold it, and I got it working again. It's a beautiful cedar. It really is. I do like it. But there's a nuance to it. Raising and lowering only half. Like right now, it's turned off. But this side's still down because raising and lowering isn't the same. I'm pretty sure there's like a button combo you can do, at least on PC, to get it like that. But I don't know. The cedar is a decent size. It didn't take me that long to bomb through that field, even with the hiccups and turning around and stuff. So I don't think I would really want to go for a cedar that much bigger. But then thinking about that, it also reminded me, hey, we also need to buy a weeder because, you know, precision farming has weeds and we don't want weeds. The weeds are already growing in that field. So that's something that I also gotta consider, considering we only have $43,000 in the bank and we need to buy more seed. I don't know if we're gonna need to buy more fertilizer or not, but I know for sure we definitely need more seed than what we have. We're sitting at 35% left in the cedar, and we've got a very little amount in the one pallet that we have left. And the other downfall with this is you gotta fill both of them up at the same time and make sure they have the same amount of seeds in both. Because if you don't, one will run out. And I don't think they'll share the seeds between them. So when one runs out, you're pretty much SOL. At least that's what I'm thinking. So if we open the covers on these, please open. Please open. Thank you. Perfect. Might as well turn the tractor off because we need more seed. That's just, we need more seed. We also should get the fertilizer spreader set up into this field over here because this will work on a course play. If it doesn't, I will be mighty upset because it's a base game tool. And if it doesn't work, I'll be really upset. So, the moment of truth. We'll just do smooth. Yeah, maybe that's what buggered. No, see, yeah. We'll do one headland, one tool. Generate. Look at that. Generated the course. No, wrong worker. And this should be set up on the max width, which I'm pretty sure it is. First waypoint. And there you go. Off to the races he goes, putting fertilizer down on our field. Yield potential is 78% because we need to roll. And over here, it's a 69, 64%. 64, 67. There's a little bit of nitrogen there. Yes. So just by putting down fertilizer, it's brought us up from a 63% yield to a 78%. That's not bad. That's a pretty good thing. If we rolled, yeah, it needs rolling, and we need to bring a weeder into here as well. So weeders, I was thinking about buying this John Deere one. It's cheap. It's only 4.6 meters, which it's smaller than our cultivator. But then we're kind of running low on tractors. um, especially since we don't need one of our big tractors on this, only being 50 horsepower required. It might be a decent idea to buy a small tractor for around the farm, moving trailers around, running an auger if we ever get one. We don't need anything big or over the top or expensive because what's the most that we're gonna need for it. Now it is a John Deere weeder that we're thinking on getting, so I would kind of like to stay in the John Deere state of mind. These internationals are good, and there is an international weeder as well that clips onto these, but I've used those before. And to be honest with you, the John Deere that we end up going with is probably one that I've used before as well. And something cheap. We want something that's cheap. I think, yes, this would be a very good, cheap thing to do. $5,470. Now, I'm not going to be using it for the horsepower that it's got because we can do a 70 horsepower version, but to get the big one, it's only an extra $470. So I'm just going to go with the big one and not have to worry about it. I know it's not John Deere. But it's badass. Look at it. Okay, use mods, Truckinator or Trucktor. It's a truck that's a tractor. It's beautiful. I'm buying it. I don't care what you say. I'm buying it. It's something that I've always wanted to use, but I've never really had the opportunity to. And a series like this, it's a small Canadian farm. It's just different, smaller pieces of equipment, different pieces of equipment. You're not going crazy big or anything like that. We'll even bump this up to a 15 km/h. We'll put what's the reflective strip right on the end? Yeah, I want that too. And we might as well do that as well. We'll max this thing right out. It's $5,600. We'll buy that. And let's go see what we purchased. Oh, I'm in your way. I was in your way. I'm sorry. And the rain has started. Here we are. Look at that. Isn't that just a sight to behold? And we can put triples on this thing if we ever do need to use it for horsepower. Interior's nice. It's got a 32 km/h max speed, which is to be expected on a tractor. That's a truck. Raise you up, lower you down. Put some four-ways on. Some headlights because it's raining. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Badass. Badass. I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to drive this back and enjoy it for myself. I am so happy we've got something so unique on the farm. And it was cheap. It's kind of cheaty, but it's cheap. And we're not really going to be using it for the horsepower right now. We've got nothing that really needs that kind of horsepower. So it's just something that's cool. Real cool. Okay, let's try this bad boy out. Now, we are paying our courseplay workers. So the smaller the tool is, the more money it's going to cost. But that's just is what it is, I guess. So we're going to create a job. Courseplay field work. Open 4.7. We'll do 2 headlands. That'll be 8, just shy of 10 meters. We're going to do sharp because it can. Start work on the headlands. Shouldn't need to skip a row. We'll do up, down. Generate. And first waypoint, please. Thank you. Now, I know it's kind of also cheaty as well because, like, we don't have any weeds showing right now. And that gets rid of the weeds entirely. But I don't really like weeds. nor do I have a sprayer to combat them. And I'm pretty sure herbicide still gives you a words are hard. Negative yield bonus by using it. This thing's at 25% left, so we burned through a fair bit of fertilizer in one field. So I think I might have underbought on the fertilizer and the seed. Just maybe. Just maybe. Let's see if I can get these corners done. And can I get that done too? I can. Perfect. Okay, so we still have a lot more to go here. I'm going to refill the fertilizer spreader. And I think I'm just going to start fertilizing some of these other fields. I know it's raining and you wouldn't really be doing it in the rain. I'm also going to have to take a run back down with the pickup and buy more seed. I'll probably buy a little bit more fertilizer as well, just to be on the safe side, money permitting. We've got $32,000 right now. That's not going to last very long with seed and lime purchases. I'm thinking maybe another 8 pallets worth of seed will do us. I hope, at least. I do hope. That's a post. There we go. I'm confused as to what that weeder is blocked by. I didn't think I left anything out in the field, but I guess we'll go see. I don't think there's anything here, buddy. I don't think that there is anything there. I hope this is not going to be a reoccurring thing. I really do hope that it's not going to be a reoccurring thing. Didn't mean to wash it there. Meant to close the thing, but there he goes. Off again. So, I'm going to start fertilizing some other fields, seeding the other ones. Well, I've got to seed the other fields as well. Buy more seed. I've got a lot of things to do. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see it all, because I'm going to do it off camera, because I don't think you actually want to see it all, because I've got a lot to do. A lot to do. Oh yeah, I guess I can't fertilize until I've got crops in the ground. That's right, to get the correct amount. So I guess you'll sit there as a lawn ornament for right now. That's alright. That's a good picture, actually. It's a really good picture. Beautiful. Perfect. Alright guys, well, I'll see you in a little bit once I get more things done. I'll bring you back in for more shenanigans. Shenanigans! And here we are, finishing up our final field. It has taken quite some time to get everything done, and there's been a couple of changes. Yeah, just a few changes. One of the changes is that I turned off weeds. Now, the weeder and the Chevy pickup tractor thing was working not too bad. The first field that we were doing, I think it's field 2 or field 3, anywho, it was working alright until some of the corners it started getting blocked by an object that wasn't there. And the further it got up the field, the worse it got. And I was like, okay, this is weird. So I corrected it like 18 different times and made sure it got going down the runs again. And I was like, okay, maybe this field over here will do better. So I tried it on the other field, the other larger field. And I said, okay, let's do a round corner this time to see if that makes it any better. And it didn't. It didn't work at all. So then I tried a standard in-game worker and it just didn't do anything either. That could be the fact because there's no weeds popping up. That's what I'm assuming. So yeah, I decided, you know what, let's just turn weeds off and I'll park it on the lawn to remind me of how much I screwed up. So there she sits, broken-hearted, paid a nickel and only farted. Next time, I'll take the chance, save my dime, and shit my pants. With that being said, I also decided to sell our truck. No, I did sell it for a discounted rate. I think it gave me like 50 some thousand and I returned most of it back. Because this truck only costs like $8,000 and I thought it would be a little bit more fitting with the older school equipment. There's no need to have a 2020 Chev sitting around here that barely works when we've got some older equipment. So I traded that out. The other thing that I did, if you haven't seen this pickup before, it's a beautiful pickup. I can't remember who actually made it, but I think I got it off of the Mod Network, either that or Expendables. It's a nice truck. I really do like the two-tone color. Pretty sure I've used it before, and if I haven't used it in FS22, I've for sure used it in FS19. I kind of overbought on the seed. I spent, I think I bought 10 pallets of seed, and this is what I have left. A couple of half-used pallets and 2 full pallets back there. And I bought a bunch more fertilizer. Now, these bags are pretty much empty here in the middle, but the other bags are full. So I overbought on that, but that's fine because we will be using a lot of it later on. The only thing left to do, how are our chickens doing? Our chickens are doing a-okay. They are producing some eggs. Now, you gotta remember, we don't have that many chickens. As it sits right now, we only have the 120. And for 120 chickens, they've produced a pretty good amount of eggs. We got half a pallet there, and they are reproducing. So tomorrow we'll get another 120 chickens. And it won't take very long for this building to fill up with chickens. We'll let them be. Nice thing is, I think the skid steer should fit in here to load them up, or at least bring them out to where the auto-loading egg trailer there can be stationed out here. So that should be alright. Yeah, that's... So the truck tractor, the Chevy truck, we might end up using it at some point for something. But I figured I might as well just leave the weeder here, have it as a lawn ornament regardless if we leave the truck here. The truck's definitely cool. It's kind of cheaty. It's one thing I put a custom plate on, red-necked. Because it's, yeah, it's kind of rednecky. Anywho, thanks for watching. We did get all the fields seeded and fertilized. So we got 3 fields of barley and field 7 of canola. They're all growing nicely. And if we go up to the precision farming, our environmental score is going up, which is nice. All our pH is where it's supposed to be. I'm thinking nitrogen is also where it's supposed to be, other than that corner there kind of got missed. And that corner there. But other than that, that's what is required for the type of soil that we got. And we've got some pretty crappy soil. So, high seed rate, low seed rate. Definitely something that we need to work towards is maybe selling off some of these fields. Maybe. So far, Field 2's losing us money. That's nice. That is nice. But yeah, how much does Field 2 cost? We could sell Field 2 for 231,000, 61, 231,000 again. Field 3, 40,000. This would be a decent field to buy. Field 6, not so much. Field 5, no. 13's okay. 18, no. 19's okay. 16's okay. 14's not bad. So field 12 is definitely a decent field to get, and that's nice and long. Long straight runs. Field 11's good too, but that's a small field. Field 8, Field 9 is good. Field 22 is meh, but that's massive. We don't have 1.2 million sitting around. But there is a couple of fields that we could buy here, there, and everywhere. We could also move farms. There's another farm over here. Farm down here. That farm, we could probably get a couple of these fields, which these fields are decent, right? Field 49, Field 50, Field 51, Field 52. 54 is not great, but 57's decent. 56 is alright as well. So, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields all right around this area for this farm here that all have some pretty good yields to them. So that's good. I would like to see what the actual soil map is on this map, because the outsides don't look to be super well, and the middle of the map does a lot better than the outside of the map, but then you've got this oddity here, and then it's only like this section is decent, because over here is all trash too. Like, I think an updated soil map for this map would definitely be good, because there is just a lot of crap. And I know we don't have the best soil in Canada, but it makes it a little bit harder. Like, even if you could just bring most of them up to 100%, like bring that up to 100%, bring that up to 100%, like 100%. So which one was it that was 100%? Field 19. Do everything as sandy loam or better type thing. Maybe throw a little bit of loamy sand in there, but like, especially these fields, like just 100% loamy sand. Throw some other soil types in there just so they're not quite so piss poor. I don't know. That's my rant for the day. Yeah, if you enjoyed this episode and you like the changes that I've made, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. That's what it's there for. You might as well like the video if you like me. And you like what I do here, considering hitting that subscribe button, it does mean a lot to me. And if you are subscribing, you might as well ring that bell, because I upload all over the place. Sometimes I'm good with uploading, sometimes not so much, so at least if you ring the bell, you will keep up to date whenever I do actually upload. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!